typical customer comes to you, what with a problem with a pond, how do you go about approaching what you recommend for them?
Well, Terry, we talked to him about what all's going on at the pond for one thing. You know, how are the fish growing? How's the water look? How's the vegetation? You know, we take everything into factor and decide what we need to go from there. One of the big things we look at, we have a big problem with farm ponds, is all the leaf derbus, especially in a pond like this where it's close to the woods.
Right.
Your vegetation is dying, growing and dying and falling down and building up that muck layer in the bottom of the pond and making all this fertility. And over time it becomes a real hassle trying to keep the vegetation down. You know, so whether they're using a natural method or a chemical method, we try to always go towards a natural method of controlling vegetation. And one of the big things I promote is aeration, whether it's surface aeration or bottom aeration or both. You know, and also your bacteria that help consume the muck and the fertility issues, your natural pond cleaners, the nature's pond cleaners, those kind of things. With our aeration, if we have a pond that's particularly dirty, we go for bottom aeration because it's just maintenance free. There's no issues. You know, you got a bubbler down the bottom, it's bringing air to the top, it's moving the water, it's circulating the water, your layers of stagnant water go away.
Now,
You know,
what if part of the pond is deep and part of it is a shallow area? What do you do there?
well, we decide how deep it is for one. I shoot for an average 8-9 feet of water, put an air stone in. And if it's a bigger body of water, we'll put 2 air stones in and we'll split the difference up a little bit. My whole idea is to try to get the water movement moving again. Try to have enough aeration for one, you don't have any kind of winter kills anymore. And for two, you don't have any summer kills. You can't believe the amount of people come to the hatchery and they'll say, my pond looked great yesterday, and we're talking in June, July, and August when it's really hot. They'll say it looked good. Now I've got the thing that's ringed with dead fish. And you know what's happened? So I've never had that problem before.
It's sickening.
It is. And I've had guys literally pick out a ton of fish out of a couple acre body of water because they had a summer kill or a winter kill too. And they'll say, I've never had this problem before. Well, ponds are prone to have problems eventually. And the older they get, the more fertility you get. In the summertime, a big issue you run into is the fact that your nitrates and phosphates build up to that level where your blooms really grow good. They really get green. And all of a sudden that bloom dies. It is a plant, so it uses the oxygen to decay. It sucks the oxygen all out of the water. You got dead fish. And this will happen in a 24-hour period. It's that quick. Now in the wintertime, it's a more gradual kill. The pond gets froze over. There's no fresh water coming in. You get a snow layer on the top. Your sunlight's gone, so the photosynthesis goes away because there's no plant life. And then the plant life starts to die, so it's also using oxygen. Plus your fish are using oxygen. And after about 30 days of this going on, your pond starts getting that critical stage where your oxygen is almost gone. Then after another 20 or 30 days, your oxygen is gone. And if you go for 3 months, your best case scenario is the ice goes off and you don't have to pick the dead fish up because they've already decayed and rotted to the bottom. You know, so by putting in any kind of variation system, whether it's windmill, EL2, or surface aeration, by having these kind of aerators going and oxygenating your water, you don't have some winter kills. It just can't happen. If you have a good aeration system, winter kills are a thing of the past. And as far as summer kills, if you have an older pond, it does take longer to get that straightened out. You know, it's going to take some time. You know, if you have a 30-year-old pond, 40-year-old pond, those problems don't go away overnight. But if you start aerating now, then the summer kills are going to be minimal, if at all. You know, and each year it's going to get better.